Hi, welcome back to Life of a Mixed Girl. Thank you for all your love and support. Thank you for your kind words of encouragement. Thank you for your comments, your thumbs up, your subscriptions. It is all greatly appreciated. I am happier and more content than you guys could ever know and that I could ever put into words. So, I've been given a few topics of things you guys would like me to talk about, and one of those is raising mixed kids. I have an 8-year old son and a 4-year old daughter. So for me, my son, he doesn't, as a child, he doesn't see that he's different than any other child because we've never raised him to see himself as different. If you ask him what color his mom is, he'll tell you that she's peach and his dad is brown. And he'll say his sister's peach because she's lighter skinned than he is, and he'll say that he's brown as well. Um, it has been difficult, especially in the last couple of years with everything going on in society, with all the police shootings and the unarmed African Americans getting killed and just all of that. It has been a lot more difficult. My son is a typical 8-year old boy. He wants to play with toy guns. He wants to be able to run around outside with his friends playing cops and robbers or, just shooting aliens or whatever the case may be. I have told my son repeatedly, and he knows this, that he cannot have a toy gun. And as a mother, it breaks my heart to know that I can't buy him one. We were just in the store this past Christmas, and he was like, Mommy, I really want this toy gun. And I've told him, and I said, Jeremiah, I can't buy you that, you know? So there was a gentleman in the store with his son. They were white. His son was like, Daddy, I want this for Christmas. So his dad was like, okay, we'll get it. I'll talk to your mom and we'll get it for you. So Jeremiah was even sadder because he saw this little boy getting told that he could have the exact same gun that Jeremiah said he wanted. Refused to buy him one because I don't want him being outside playing with it with his friends, and that one certain bad cop sees it and mistakes it for a real gun. I have heard the mothers of the movement talk. I've heard them speak their kids' names. It was a life changing experience for me. It is something that I will never forget for the rest of my life. It's something that I will continue to tell my kids about. It is something I will tell my grandchildren about. But it is a club that I never, ever, ever want to belong to. This past election season, I am very active when it comes to politics, but I do not discuss politics with my kids because I feel like they have enough to worry about other than worrying about politics. So the kids at school were talking about politics, about Donald Trump, and this is before he was elected as our president. He How he doesn't like immigrants and how he wants to send people back to the country that they're from and deport immigrants. You know, these kids are coming to school talking about this and they don't use all the words like illegal immigrants or just the terms that Donald Trump uses. So all my son heard was that Donald Trump wanted to send immigrants back to where they're from. Well, my son knows that I am an immigrant from Germany, that his Oma, my mother, his grandmother, is an immigrant from Germany as well. I stayed up. I watched the election results come in just like everyone else did. Then the next day, my son asked me, Mommy, who won the election? And with a saddened face, I told him Donald Trump won. My son looked at me and said, Mommy, what is going to happen to you and to Oma? I said, Well, what do you mean, Jeremiah? And he said, He's not a nice man, Mommy. And I'm scared that he's going to send you back. I immediately grabbed him, hugged him, cried as he cried because I didn't know what to tell him to comfort him. Because as an 8-year old child, he should never have to worry about his mother or his grandmother being sent back to where they're from. Because I'm a U.S. citizen now. I have been for 14 years. And my mom is here with her resident alien card, and she's currently becoming a U.S. citizen. So, but that's besides the point. An 8-year-old should never have to worry about his mother and his grandmother being deported to another country. And as far as raising a little mixed girl, she is definitely a handful. People see her because my daughter has sandy blonde hair and blue eyes. And I will always raise her to know her heritage and to be proud of who she is as a person. Her hair is a little coarser, so people realize pretty soon that she is mixed. And I'm scared for her as well when it comes to certain things that are going on in the political arena right now. Her best friend is this amazing little boy, but he's white, and his dad is just an amazing cop. But my kids, because they hear things and they see things, they tend to sometimes be scared of cops. And I'm teaching my children not to fear cops. And the little boy's father is an amazing example of a good cop. And I'm glad they have that example in their life to show them that not all cops are bad. But at the same time, I'm making them aware of what is going on, what goes on around them, so that way they can understand the culture and the time that they're living in. So that's far as raising mixed kids in today's society, as far as politics is concerned. Now, to me, raising mixed kids is no different than raising anybody else. I mean, I just teach them that, just like any other parent, to be proud of who they are, where they're from. If you ask my son how to say his name, he would say his whole name, and then he would say, and I'm a winner at the end of it. And my daughter, I teach her to say her full name, and then she says, and I am beautiful. And I do this with her every day, and I ask her, I say, well, what makes you beautiful? And she tells you her heart makes her beautiful. And she's absolutely correct. She has the most beautiful heart that I've ever seen. My son is a beautiful soul and spirit as well. So all I can say out there to the other mixed parents, the parents of mixed kids, is definitely, just teach them to be proud of their background, to understand what it means to be whatever their background might be, and to understand that in society may not see them as mixed, though. You have to prepare them for that. I was always raised to be proud of who I am, but I was always taught that society will look at me as another black female, that they won't see the fact that my mom is German and Italian. All they'll see is that I'm a black female. So my dad always taught me to be on time, to be polite, to be courteous, and to speak well. I couldn't speak the way I speak to my friends with my mom and dad. And of course, I got teased a lot about that because I got told that I spoke properly. But I don't see it as speaking proper. I just see it as speaking English. I know we all have our little slang words and, our 4-letter words that we use with our friends. But when you're conducting yourself at school or out in public, I think it's best not to use those words if it can be helped. So I hope that really talks about raising mixed kids, because it's not really, like I said, it's not different. We teach all our kids to be proud. We teach all our kids to strive for the best. We teach all our kids to excel in life and to be great and love themselves and love others and be decent and kind human beings. And we all have the same hopes and aspirations for our kids, that they'll find love and they'll be able to start a family, work, start businesses. We might be raising the next generation of presidents and senators and Congress. So, yeah, it's not any different.